Well, welcome back. My name is Bill Davidson, and for those of you who have been here before, I'm going to be continuing with my videolution, or my evolution of my video production. Today's episode, I'm going to be dealing with really answering one question, and that is really, how do I edit video? So I'm going to be using Adobe Premiere Pro. I have a subscription that I pay for monthly, and it gives me a wider range, and it's a fairly in-depth, it's a professional grade software. Essentially, you're going to be taking any video that you have taken, whether it be from a GoPro, or whether it be from a DSLR, any camcorder, etc. And you will be able to either keep the parts of the video that you do like, or you can cut out parts that you don't like. So today I'm going to be showing you how that's done in Premiere. It's quite simple once you get into it, but Premiere is one program that at least years ago really was not very user-friendly, and I had to learn on my own how to put it all together. So I'm going to start out by a basic way of importing a clip, putting a clip into a source monitor, making the cut with the in and the out points, and then laying them into the timeline and putting them all together. Eventually, in future videos, I'll get into adding transitions, adding music, sound effects, and even into some of the color grading as well, depending on how far do you want to go with the video editing. So I'm going to, I'll jump into Premiere and we'll go from there. So now I've got Adobe Premiere Pro opened up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a new project, and this one I am going to just call Trial, just for now. So here you can see in my project window, I don't have any clips. It's asking me to import media. I don't have anything in my source window or my program monitor, and there's nothing in my my sequence or my timeline. So I'm going to show you that, see in here in my media browser, this is essentially where I have all my footage from several of my different cameras and drones, etc. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I find this the quickest way to bring in is to double click inside that area. I just happen to have a series of half a dozen clips. I'm going to select them all and I'll bring them in. So until I save the project, nothing is going to stay here. So once you start your project, just make sure that you save it, and save it as something, whatever you're working on, whatever your project is, whatever you want to call it. So when I spoke to you in the last video, I essentially told you that you could take any clip. There's a series of clips here, and a lot of them are 5-10 minutes long. And what I'm going to do is just show you how you can cut out the parts of the clip that you don't want, use them in order to tell your story. So if I double click on this first clip here, 29, you can see here that this one here is 5 minutes, 9 seconds. So if I grab the current timeline indicator, I can scroll through all the footage, and there's all kinds of stuff that I'm really not interested in. So for the sake of this video, I'm just going to show you how I can take portions of the clips and put them into a timeline to tell a story. So where my current timeline indicator is right now, underneath here, I have a series of icons, and what I'm looking for is an in point and an out point. From here, you can see how it's grayed out, and now from this in point, it's only going to take the footage out that I request. So I'm going to go so far, and now I'm going to mark an out point. So you can see that from the left and to the right of this grayed area, it's not going to be put into my project. Essentially, now I'm just going to left click this clip and drag it down inside, and you can see it starts now a sequence. So now I also have a current timeline indicator, or CTI, in here that is playing on here. But now you can see this clip is really only 5 seconds long now from 5 minutes. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab another section of this, maybe a different video, And there's nothing really on this video that I want to keep. So watch this. So now I'm just going to double click another video, grab this timeline indicator, and it's going to scroll through. So maybe there's a different portion here that I want to keep. And yeah, let's try there. So again, I'm going to mark my in point, and I'm going to move the playhead in a little bit further, and I'm going to mark an out point, do the same, left click that clip and drop it down inside my sequence. So now both of those are now attached in the program monitor, but this one seems to be a little bit long. So I'm going to take some of it out, and I'm going to go that far. I'm going to bring that down, and even in the beginning there might be some stuff that doesn't seem bad, but I'll shorten that up a little bit. And then what I can do is just grab that clip and slide it to the left, or I can left click, then right click and ripple delete that space in between. So now just those two clips go together. I can check another clip to see if there's anything. I'm just going to scroll through, and no, there's nothing on here. I can go through the next one, and I can grab that as well. So you can see that you have a lot of footage. You can spend some time going through this footage and to see if there's anything that you wanted to keep and to put together into some kind of a timeline. So we'll just grab that, just move the playhead ahead a little bit, put another one in here, bring it down, and we can drop this down at the end. So, but here you can see the lighting is different, etc. So I don't want that third clip, so I can just delete that and go from there. So when you have a whole pile of clips, different kind of movies, events, etc., you can just import them into this window and put them all together. And one way that I like to stay organized, because if you have a lot of different clips that you want to put in, it can end up being very confusing when you're looking at all that information. So I like to clean things up a little bit. And just down below, you have a new bin. I'm just going to call this one the video. And I can even bring in a new one as well. And I can call this one audio. So if you grab the clips that you had, and I can just do a shift and grab them all, left click and grab and put them inside the video. Now you see that it's cleaned up, and anytime I want to get into whichever clip I want to use, that's all sitting right there ready for me. Now that was pretty basic editing, and I could have gone on and on, but really what I'd like to do is eventually get into adding transitions, whether it's the default transition that are all within Premiere by itself, or some you can make your own depending on what kind of transitions you want, whether it's whip, pan transitions, swipes. I'll also get into adding music, where I get my music from, my sound effects, where I get that from as well. One of the main things that speeds up the process quite a bit is actually once you get into the keyboard shortcuts, and it can certainly make a lot of even what I explained to you earlier, it can make it so much quicker. And we'll maybe get into different frame rates, whether you're shooting in 24p and staying that way, or whether you want to get into slow motion. We can do some of the speed ramping, etc. But we'll get more into that. And by all means, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can add that down below. And once again, if you like this video, hit the like button, and it would be great if you could also subscribe to the channel. So until the next video, we'll see you then. Thanks.